Hi, it's Sarah with Carousel Dream Vacations, and today I just kind of wanted to talk about why you should use a travel agent. So, for those of you who have never visited the channel before, my name is Sarah Malloy. I am the owner of Carousel Dream Vacations, and I specialize in travel to any Disney destination, including Walt Disney World in Orlando, Disneyland in California, the Disney Cruise Line, and Aulani. Which is a Disney resort and spa in Oahu. Usually you'll find me wearing some kind of Disney paraphernalia. Today I've got my Mouseketeer shirt on, which I love. Actually, I got it from somebody on eBay. How fun is that? And I'm not wearing my fun, silly ears today. Usually you'll find me wearing ears, but I kind of wanted to come on here just because I wanted to have a serious discussion with you. Not that serious, but I did want to kind of just talk about something because the question came up for me not too long ago. I had a friend who, very well intended, she just kind of wanted to know what the benefit is to using a travel agent. She is somebody who's been to Disney World a million times before and just kind of was like, I have always done it myself and I don't see any reason why not to continue that. It's a fair question. And I just kind of wanted to come on because I do want to address the fact that travel agents are currently more in demand than ever. Not just for Disney travel, but for anywhere that you want to go. Disney in particular, though, I will say that Disney's always busy. Obviously, we know there's different reasons that make it busy. They're going through the 50th anniversary celebration at Disney World right now, so they're experiencing really big crowds just because of that. But they're experiencing even bigger crowds than maybe we would have all expected because of the fact that people are kind of doing what is I've heard the term a few times and it makes me laugh every time. People are rage traveling or revenge traveling right now because of the fact that we haven't really been able to for a couple of years. A lot of people have not done any leisure traveling for the past 2 years, especially not to different countries. A lot of the borders have been closed. Things are slowly starting to open back up, but it's taking time. And so Walt Disney World is one of the few places that people could actually get to that isn't requiring a vaccination, proof of vaccination anyway. It's still very recommended that if you're going to go to a Disney destination that you do that, but it's not a requirement. And there's no border involved. You can just go and you're fine. But it's one of the few places that people can do that. So people who have never been interested in going to Walt Disney World before are going to Walt Disney World. So it's a really busy time. And so for me, as a travel agent that specializes in Disney, I'm seeing a lot of the effects of that as well. And one of the biggest ones is the time that it can take to actually get a trip booked. So let me kind of start by saying that I read somewhere not too long ago that it takes the average person anywhere from 20 to 30 hours to plan a vacation. 20 to 30 hours to plan a trip, which maybe doesn't sound like a lot on paper. But when you consider the fact that those 20 and 30 hours are spent kind of as you have time to do it, you think about really the energy that takes. A lot of people are trying to squeeze it in once the kids are in bed or on your lunch hour or, whatever. You're taking it in bits and pieces here and there, which is fine. But wouldn't it be nice to just say, this is where I want to go. This is who I'm traveling with. This is when I'm planning to travel. And this is how much I'm willing to spend. Hand that off to a travel professional, somebody who books trips all the time at these particular destinations, and just handle it for you and let it be done. They come back to you and your trip is planned. You don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the kind of nice thing that I think people don't always realize that a travel agent does. Your time is precious, and travel agents recognize that. We love planning travel. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love planning travel, and it is my job to do that. So if it takes me 30 hours to do it, I mean, that makes sense, right? I'm being paid to do this, and I think that's fair. I think it's fair that we should be able to take that off your plate. Now, let me give you an example of this too, just how precious your time can be. I actually have a client who is going to Walt Disney World. They were originally going to be going, though, in April of 2020. Obviously, we know what was happening in the world in April of 2020, and that was right after everything had shut down, and you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't even go to the grocery store. Well, yeah, I guess you could, but it was like you had, limited hours. If you were of a certain age, you couldn't go during certain times. It was a wild time. Remember that? It's just 2 years ago. Say just 2 years ago. Anyway, so they weren't able to use those tickets. They had already purchased these tickets. They couldn't use them. So they're planning to go again, and they gave me their ticket information and said, I don't actually even know if these tickets are good anymore because we bought them so long ago and they were supposed to be used in this specific window. So I was able to take that from them, and it's not something that you can just go and fix online. It's not something that you as the client can just jump online and easily take care of. So I took it and I was able to call. We've got connections with business managers. We as travel agents have connections with lines specifically for travel agents that you guys don't have access to. So I called this line and I was on the phone for 4 hours to get all of this ironed out for this particular client. 4 hours. Now, I am telling you this not because I'm complaining about the fact that it took 4 hours to get it handled, but do you have an extra 4 hours to just sit on hold and wait and wonder how long it's going to take for the issue to be resolved? It's my job to handle this stuff for you. So I do not mind sitting and waiting to talk to somebody for 4 hours. That's just what I do. And then once I was able to get through to somebody, it was fine. We were able to get everything ironed out. I was able to get them the information on the client's behalf. They were very happy. And again, that's just kind of part of it now, but it's something that, people don't want to spend that kind of time waiting around to get things fixed. Now, in terms of getting things fixed, what if something happens to you? What if you get sick on your trip? What if you get injured? What if a member of your party gets sick or injured? What if something changes or has to change very abruptly? What do you do in that situation? If your travel plans have to change because of something like that, and listen, if the last 2 years have taught us anything, it's that change is inevitable with some of this stuff, It's very helpful to have somebody on your side, like a travel agent, that you can call or text or email or whatever while you're on your vacation to say, hey, what do I do? Who do I go to in this instance? And again, if I don't know the answer right off the top of my head, I know where to go to get the answer for you. And having an advocate like that on your side is so invaluable if something were to happen. And that way, all you need to do is focus on you and your family. Let the travel agent take care of all of that stuff. Let us be the one to call the hotel and get in touch with the airline and figure out what your options are. That's part of what we do as well. So again, another huge benefit to using a travel agent, because who has time to spend or waste in some cases on a 4-hour hold? And when you're in the midst of an emergency, you want to be sure that you've got somebody who can take care of some of this stuff for you, so you don't have to think of everything. Let us think of that stuff. So those things are huge. The other thing too is that, again, talking about change and COVID has been a very big time of change. Because things change so rapidly, it's really nice to be able to have somebody in your corner, somebody who is getting information about all of these changes all of the time and who can deliver this to you in a timely fashion, right? Things with COVID are constantly changing. As you may or may not know, there are the mask mandates on airplanes. Public transportation was lifted, but there's talk that it might come back again because of the fact that the CDC is trying to sort of counter that and say, hey, look at these numbers. If the system decides, if the CDC looks at the numbers and says, yeah, we need to discuss a mandate again, just buckle up because this could change, right? And I'm not here to give you my opinion on this one way or another. Just the facts are there could be a bit of a back and forth here still. And you want to make sure that you have somebody who's getting information about the back and forth in real time, who can tell you exactly what you need to know. Really, really important things to kind of keep in mind and to consider when you are booking your next vacation why not consider using a travel agent? And guys, if you don't want to use me, if I'm not the travel agent for you, that's okay. I wish you all of the love in the world, and I wish you well in your travels, and I hope that your trip goes off without a hitch. But just keep in mind that even if it's not me, I would still recommend that you use a travel professional moving forward. We can be the best ally and the best tool in your toolbox when it comes to your travel. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this today. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and you can find me at sarah@carouseldreamvacations.com. My website is www.carouseldreamvacations.com, and I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, carouseldreamvacations.com. Thank you all so much. Go make your magic. Have a great day.